Greek yogurt delivers a remarkable 15 to 20 grams of complete protein per cup compared to just 12 grams from two eggs. But the real advantage lies in its superior amino acid composition and delivery system. This difference becomes particularly significant when examining leucine content, the master amino acid that triggers muscle protein synthesis. While two eggs provide approximately 1.2 grams of leucine, a single cup of Greek yogurt contains 1.8 to 2.2 grams, bringing you substantially closer to the critical 2.5 gram threshold needed for optimal muscle building. The protein concentration in Greek yogurt results from a unique straining process that removes excess whey and water, effectively doubling the protein density compared to regular yogurt, while maintaining all 9 essential amino acids your body cannot produce on its own. This creates a complete protein source that rivals eggs in quality but surpasses them in quantity and specific amino acid targeting. Greek yogurt's protein advantage extends beyond mere numbers through its natural dual protein system. It contains both fast-acting whey proteins and slow-digesting casein proteins in their optimal natural proportions. The whey component floods your bloodstream with amino acids within 30 to 60 minutes of consumption, immediately stimulating muscle protein synthesis through the mTOR pathway. Simultaneously, casein proteins form protective micelles in your stomach that gradually release amino acids over 3 to 4 hours, providing sustained muscle building support that eggs simply cannot match. This combination means Greek yogurt delivers both immediate anabolic signaling and prolonged amino acid availability from a single serving. To achieve similar leucine levels from eggs alone, you would need to consume 3 to 4 eggs, significantly increasing calories while missing the sustained release benefits. The concentrated protein profile makes Greek yogurt exceptionally efficient for morning muscle building, providing maximum anabolic stimulus with minimal caloric investment while supporting steady energy levels throughout your morning hours. The combination of whey and casein proteins in Greek yogurt creates a sophisticated two-stage blood sugar management system that operates through complementary mechanisms over several hours. This dual-phase approach provides both immediate glucose stabilization and sustained metabolic benefits that extend well beyond the initial consumption period, making Greek yogurt particularly effective for morning blood sugar control. The first phase begins within minutes of consumption as the whey protein component rapidly enters your digestive system. This fast-acting protein triggers the release of incretin hormones, particularly GLP-1, which naturally slows gastric emptying and enhances your body's insulin sensitivity. Unlike the sharp glucose spikes caused by carbohydrate-heavy breakfasts, this protein-mediated response creates a gentle, controlled insulin release that helps clear residual glucose from your overnight fast while establishing stable baseline blood sugar levels. The whey proteins are absorbed within 30 to 60 minutes, providing immediate amino acid availability that supports muscle protein synthesis without causing dramatic blood sugar fluctuations. The second phase engages as casein proteins form a gel-like matrix in your stomach, creating a natural slow-release mechanism that continues providing amino acids for 3 to 4 hours. This sustained gastric emptying delay means any carbohydrates consumed alongside Greek yogurt are absorbed much more gradually, preventing glucose spikes even when moderate amounts of fruit or whole grains are included in your breakfast. The prolonged amino acid release maintains ongoing incretin hormone production, creating an extended period of enhanced insulin sensitivity that helps regulate glucose utilization and storage mechanisms more efficiently. This dual-phase system acts as a metabolic buffer, moderating the absorption of accompanying nutrients and ensuring glucose enters the bloodstream at a controlled rate. The result is a flatter, more stable blood glucose curve throughout the morning, translating to consistent energy levels, reduced mid-morning cravings, and improved overall glycemic control that supports both immediate and long-term metabolic health. The muscle-building superiority of Greek yogurt centers on leucine, the master amino acid that functions as a molecular switch for muscle protein synthesis. Leucine activates the mTOR pathway, specifically the mTOR1 complex, which serves as the primary cellular mechanism responsible for initiating the construction of new muscle proteins. Scientific research has established that approximately 2.5 grams of leucine per meal represents the critical threshold needed to maximally stimulate muscle protein synthesis in most adults. Greek yogurt delivers 1.8 to 2.2 grams of leucine per cup, positioning it remarkably close to this optimal target, while two eggs provide only 1.2 grams of leucine, falling significantly short of the anabolic trigger point. This means Greek yogurt requires minimal additional protein sources to reach peak muscle building signaling, whereas achieving the same leucine threshold with eggs alone would require consuming 3 to 4 eggs, substantially increasing caloric intake while missing other critical advantages. The true muscle building superiority of Greek yogurt emerges through its unique dual phase protein delivery system, which creates what researchers term a biphasic amino acid response that optimizes both the initiation and duration of muscle protein synthesis. The whey protein component provides rapid amino acid delivery within 30 to 60 minutes of consumption, immediately flooding the bloodstream with leucine and other essential amino acids precisely when muscles are most receptive following the overnight fasting state. This fast-acting phase delivers the immediate anabolic signal needed to shift from the naturally catabolic morning environment toward active muscle building. Simultaneously, the casein proteins form protective micelles in the digestive system that slowly release amino acids over the subsequent 3 to 4 hours, maintaining elevated blood amino acid levels well beyond the initial whey surge. This sustained availability prevents the rapid decline in muscle protein synthesis that typically occurs 2 to 3 hours after consuming single source proteins, effectively extending the anabolic window and supporting continuous muscle repair throughout the critical morning hours. The mechanistic advantages extend beyond amino acid timing through Greek yogurt's complete amino acid profile, which contains all 9 essential amino acids in proportions that closely match human muscle tissue requirements. The concentration process used to create Greek yogurt naturally increases the density of these critical building blocks while maintaining their bioavailability, ensuring that your body can utilize nearly all the provided protein for actual muscle construction rather than converting excess amino acids to glucose through gluconeogenesis. This efficiency becomes particularly important when combined with the morning timing advantage, as cortisol levels are naturally elevated upon waking, creating a catabolic environment that actively breaks down muscle tissue for energy. From a practical efficiency standpoint, Greek yogurt provides superior muscle building stimulus with approximately 130 to 150 calories per cup compared to roughly 140 calories from 2 eggs, while delivering significantly more total protein and leucine per serving. This protein density advantage means you achieve greater anabolic signaling with similar or fewer calories, making Greek yogurt exceptionally efficient for lean muscle development goals. The sustained amino acid release also means a single morning serving continues supporting muscle protein synthesis throughout the morning hours, eliminating the need for frequent protein feedings to maintain positive nitrogen balance. This combination of immediate anabolic triggering, sustained amino acid availability, and caloric efficiency makes Greek yogurt a strategically superior choice for anyone prioritizing muscle development, providing both the biochemical signals and sustained nutritional support necessary for optimal muscle building from a single, convenient morning serving. Greek yogurt's live probiotic cultures create a sophisticated metabolic enhancement system that extends far beyond immediate nutrition, fundamentally reshaping how your body processes glucose, manages inflammation, and maintains insulin sensitivity over time. The beneficial bacteria naturally present in high-quality Greek yogurt, particularly Lactobacillus bulgaricus, Streptococcus thermophilus, and additional strains like Lactobacillus acidophilus and various bifidobacterium species, establish a thriving gut ecosystem that communicates directly with your pancreas, liver, and muscle tissues through multiple interconnected pathways. These microorganisms function as metabolic messengers, producing bioactive compounds and signaling molecules that create both immediate glucose control benefits and cumulative long-term improvements in insulin sensitivity. The foundation of probiotic metabolic enhancement lies in their ability to reduce systemic inflammation through gut barrier fortification. An imbalanced gut microbiome often leads to increased intestinal permeability, allowing bacterial toxins like lipopolysaccharides to cross into the bloodstream and trigger chronic low-grade inflammation throughout the body. This inflammatory cascade directly interferes with insulin receptor function, creating insulin resistance at the cellular level. Probiotics in Greek yogurt strengthen the intestinal barrier by enhancing tight junction proteins like occludin and claudin, effectively reducing the translocation of these inflammatory compounds and dampening the NF-kappa B mediated inflammatory signaling that impairs glucose metabolism. By mitigating this chronic inflammation, your body's cells become significantly more responsive to insulin, leading to improved glucose uptake and more stable blood sugar levels throughout the day. The production of short-chain fatty acids represents another critical mechanism through which probiotics enhance metabolic function. As beneficial bacteria ferment dietary fibers that reach the colon, they produce acetate, propionate, and butyrate, which serve as powerful metabolic regulators with systemic effects. Butyrate functions as the primary energy source for colonocytes while maintaining gut barrier integrity and further reducing inflammatory signaling. Propionate travels to the liver where it modulates gluconeogenesis and enhances glucose homeostasis, while acetate is utilized by various tissues for energy metabolism and can influence appetite regulating pathways. These short-chain fatty acids also bind to specialized receptors like GPR41 and GPR43 on intestinal cells, triggering the release of incretin hormones that provide sustained blood sugar control benefits extending hours beyond Greek yogurt consumption. The gut-pancreas axis represents one of the most significant pathways through which probiotics influence glucose metabolism and insulin function. Beneficial bacteria stimulate specialized L cells lining the intestinal wall to produce incretin hormones, specifically GLP-1 and GIP, which travel through the bloodstream to pancreatic beta cells. These hormones enhance insulin secretion in a glucose-dependent manner, meaning they only stimulate insulin release when blood sugar levels are elevated, preventing hypoglycemic episodes while ensuring efficient glucose clearance when needed. Additionally, these incretin hormones slow gastric emptying and promote satiety through vagal nerve signaling, creating a comprehensive metabolic response that supports stable blood sugar levels and reduces the likelihood of mid-morning energy crashes or cravings. Advanced metabolic benefits emerge through probiotic modulation of bile acid metabolism, where beneficial bacteria alter the composition and metabolism of bile acids that function as signaling molecules beyond their traditional role in fat digestion. These modified bile acids activate receptors like the farnesoid X receptor and TGR5, which are directly involved in glucose and lipid metabolism pathways. This activation leads to improved hepatic insulin sensitivity, enhanced glucose tolerance, and more efficient fat oxidation, creating metabolic flexibility that supports stable energy levels and lean muscle maintenance. Some probiotic strains also generate bioactive peptides during fermentation that may modestly inhibit DPP4 enzymes, prolonging the life of endogenous incretin hormones and further extending blood sugar control benefits. The gut-muscle axis reveals how probiotics directly support the muscle-building benefits of Greek yogurt's protein content through enhanced amino acid absorption and utilization. Beneficial bacteria synthesize essential B vitamins, particularly folate, biotin, and vitamin B12, which serve as critical cofactors in protein metabolism and energy production pathways. This improved nutrient absorption ensures that your body can fully utilize the leucine and other amino acids provided by Greek yogurt for optimal muscle protein synthesis. Reduced systemic inflammation also enhances mitochondrial biogenesis signaling through AMPK activation, increasing fat oxidation capacity and metabolic flexibility while supporting the cellular environment necessary for efficient muscle development. Long-term probiotic consumption creates what researchers term metabolic memory, where beneficial changes to gut microbiome composition continue influencing glucose metabolism and insulin sensitivity even during periods when probiotic intake might be reduced. This means consistent Greek yogurt consumption builds cumulative metabolic advantages that compound over weeks and months, creating increasingly robust blood sugar control and enhanced insulin function that represents a true investment in long-term metabolic health. The fermentation process also produces additional bioactive compounds like lactoferrin and immunoglobulins that support immune function and reduce oxidative stress, further supporting overall metabolic health through reduced inflammatory burden on insulin sensitive tissues. For maximum benefits, choose plain Greek yogurt with declared live and active cultures, and consider pairing it with prebiotic fibers from berries or ground flax to amplify short chain fatty acid production and extend these metabolic benefits throughout your morning hours. The successful integration of Greek yogurt into your morning routine requires a systematic approach that transforms this nutritional powerhouse from an occasional breakfast option into a cornerstone habit that delivers consistent muscle building and blood sugar benefits. This implementation strategy focuses on creating sustainable systems that work within real world constraints while maximizing the scientific advantages that make Greek yogurt superior to traditional breakfast proteins like eggs. The foundation of effective Greek yogurt implementation centers on consuming 1 cup approximately 225 to 245 grams within the first hour of waking, when your body's natural physiology creates the ideal conditions for both muscle protein synthesis and blood sugar stabilization. During the overnight fast, your muscles exist in a mildly catabolic state where protein breakdown exceeds synthesis, while morning cortisol elevation can trigger unwanted glucose spikes. This timing leverages your circadian rhythms to shift from catabolism to anabolism while establishing stable glucose patterns that influence metabolic function throughout the entire day. For larger individuals, highly active people, or those over 50 who may have elevated protein requirements, targeting 1.5 cups or adding complementary protein sources can ensure optimal leucine threshold achievement of 2.5 grams needed for maximal muscle protein synthesis activation. Choosing the right Greek yogurt requires understanding specific quality markers that determine both nutritional value and metabolic benefits. Plain, unsweetened varieties form the non-negotiable foundation, as flavored options typically contain added sugars that counteract blood sugar stabilizing effects while providing empty calories. The label should clearly state live and active cultures with specific bacterial strains listed, particularly Lactobacillus bulgaricus and Streptococcus thermophilus as foundational cultures, along with additional beneficial strains like Lactobacillus acidophilus. Protein content must meet or exceed 15 grams per cup to ensure adequate leucine delivery, while ingredient lists should remain minimal, ideally containing only milk and live cultures without thickeners, artificial sweeteners, or preservatives. The natural tanginess indicates active culture presence, as more pronounced sourness typically correlates with higher probiotic populations that provide enhanced metabolic benefits. Three primary preparation approaches accommodate different taste preferences and lifestyle demands while maintaining optimal nutritional benefits. The classic power bowl combines 1 cup of Greek yogurt with a handful of fresh or frozen berries for natural sweetness and fiber, 1 tablespoon of chopped nuts or seeds for healthy fats and additional protein, and a sprinkle of cinnamon for flavor enhancement and potential insulin sensitivity benefits. This combination provides complementary nutrients that further stabilize blood sugar while creating satisfying texture and flavor complexity. The savory Mediterranean approach transforms Greek yogurt with diced cucumber, cherry tomatoes, fresh herbs like dill or parsley, a drizzle of extra virgin olive oil, and a pinch of sea salt, creating a refreshing alternative that eliminates morning sugar cravings while delivering identical protein and probiotic benefits. The efficient smoothie method blends Greek yogurt with a handful of spinach for micronutrients, half a frozen banana for natural sweetness, and unsweetened almond milk or water for desired consistency, creating a portable option perfect for busy mornings or commute consumption. A critical implementation technique involves consuming the first 5 to 10 spoonfuls of Greek yogurt before introducing any carbohydrates, creating what researchers term a protein preload effect that significantly enhances blood sugar control. This sequencing strategy slows gastric emptying and amplifies incretin hormone release, creating a metabolic buffer that moderates glucose absorption from any accompanying fruits, grains, or other carbohydrates. When including additional foods like berries or whole grain toast, waiting 10 minutes after beginning yogurt consumption before introducing carbohydrates maximizes this protective effect and ensures optimal glucose response patterns throughout the morning. For individuals with lactose sensitivity, Greek yogurt often remains tolerable due to reduced lactose content from the straining process and active cultures that aid digestion, but lactose-free Greek yogurt varieties provide identical protein profiles and probiotic benefits without digestive concerns. Those with dairy allergies can utilize unsweetened soy-based Greek-style yogurts that most closely match dairy leucine content, though careful label reading ensures adequate protein levels of at least 12 to 15 grams per serving. Plant-based alternatives may require supplementation with complementary proteins like hemp seeds or a small amount of pea protein powder to achieve optimal amino acid profiles for muscle building. Individuals following ketogenic approaches can enhance Greek yogurt with MCT oil, ground flaxseed, or additional nuts to maintain appropriate macronutrient ratios while preserving core metabolic benefits. Weekend preparation strategies eliminate morning decision fatigue while ensuring consistent implementation throughout busy weekdays. Pre-portioning individual servings into mason jars or containers with dry ingredients like nuts, seeds, and cinnamon allows grab-and-go convenience that requires zero morning preparation time. Fresh ingredients like berries should be added the morning of consumption to maintain optimal texture and prevent soggy consistency. Preparing overnight combinations with chia seeds and minimal liquid creates ready-to-eat options that develop ideal texture while you sleep, requiring only a quick stir before consumption. For smoothie preparations, pre-portioning frozen ingredients into individual bags creates blend-ready combinations that only require adding Greek yogurt and liquid for immediate preparation. Sustainable implementation relies on environmental modifications that support automatic behavior rather than depending solely on motivation or willpower. Positioning Greek yogurt at eye level in the refrigerator increases selection likelihood, while keeping complementary ingredients like berries, nuts, and cinnamon in easily accessible containers reduces preparation barriers that might discourage consistent use. Linking Greek yogurt consumption to existing morning habits creates behavioral chains that support long-term adherence. Placing your yogurt spoon next to your coffee mug or setting a phone reminder tied to your alarm creates automatic cues that trigger the desired behavior. Visual tracking through simple calendar checkmarks provides feedback that reinforces habit development while allowing identification of patterns that might indicate needed adjustments to timing, preparation methods, or flavor combinations, rather than attempting perfect implementation immediately. A progressive approach builds sustainable habits that compound over time. Begin with 3 days per week for the first 2 weeks, focusing on mastering the basic timing and preparation routine without pressure for perfection. Gradually increase frequency while experimenting with different flavor combinations and preparation methods to identify personal preferences that support long-term adherence. The metabolic benefits of Greek yogurt are cumulative, with immediate effects on blood sugar and satiety becoming more pronounced over the first week, while deeper metabolic changes through probiotic activity and improved insulin sensitivity develop over weeks and months of consistent consumption. This understanding helps maintain motivation during the initial habit formation period when benefits may feel subtle but are building the foundation for significant long-term improvements in muscle development, metabolic function, and overall health optimization.